Let's make a soul connection. Soul to soul connection. Heart to heart. Make us start with the soul connection.
Welcome to Sixth Sense and Beyond. I'm Christina Andrianopoulos.
And I'm psychic medium Katherine Glass.
And we have a spectacular show today, don't we?
Yes, we do. We have a very special guest. Barbara Hopkinson is with us today. She's an author and a community organizer of grief and support groups for those who have lost children in particular, but pretty much any loved one and
Right.
families. And she does individual support for that. And I look forward to interviewing her very much.
And something special about her is that something happened to her, a tragedy happened to her that none of us could ever expect. And her son
Yes.
passed away unexpectedly, prematurely.
Yes.
And so she took that tragedy, and you'll see all about what this wonderful woman has done.
Yes.
Yes,
Absolutely.
and then we have our psychic challenge where we have 3 objects that Katherine will tune into and pass it on to you. So that will happen as soon as we finish with the interview.
Yeah.
And then again, our on-air reading, a special viewer got picked to do that.
Yeah.
So you'll see Katherine in action. And then we always love to finish with something very informative, and that's our psychic tips.
Yep.
And today we'll talk about how your words can create your reality and how you should start tuning into how you say your phrases and what you say.
Absolutely.
Right. But we couldn't do this without our sponsors.
No,
We have
love our sponsors.
Julio's Liquors.
Spirit meets spirit.
We love Julio's right there in Westboro on Route 9, and he has some great tastings.
It's a huge store.
It is. Yeah,
really
and you could do all these wine tastings before you buy the wine.
Yeah,
That's
they
so
have
good.
this room with it's like an off the main store, and it's got cool barrels in it. And
I
it
know,
feels like
and
you're
you
at
felt
Disney
some
World.
spirits in there.
I did.
Besides liquor spirits.
That, right.
But also, thank you so much for Commerce Bank. Commerce Bank, who's been the bank, our community bank, but it's a big bank that's been in our lives for the last 60 years, helping all seasons of our lives. And then also, Kristen Ray, thank you so much for making us all look like a star. And you're with another Hollywood hairstylist, and that's Sal Acuri from Acuri Moda.
And that's in Worcester too.
In Worcester too. And TJ Woods Insurance, handling all our insurance needs,
And
everything.
And the Healing Essence Center.
Oh, of course.
In West Concord. It's a holistic health center. My husband and I, Jonathan Glass, and I own it. And you can get acupuncture there, and energy healing, and psychic reading, mediumship, and all the needs for body, mind, and spirit.
And then to be healthy, belong, and be strong, you go to the YMCA. The
That's
YMCA of Central Massachusetts, with 4 branches, has so many different programs for all of us. After-school programs, summer programs, exercise programs, programs for people who have had cancer.
What a great community we live in, you know?
I
We're very
think so
lucky.
too. I love
very
that
fortunate.
too.
And
Yeah.
New England and Worcester, the whole area, it's just the best.
And I'm thrilled that we have these viewers who watch us, and they stop. And please stop us when you see us. Don't be shy. Stop us. Talk to us. Tell us what you like about the show. Maybe you would like to see something else that we haven't brought up.
Yeah.
But let's get right into our guests.
Okay, Barbara, let's bring her on.
Hello.
Hi, ladies. Nice to be here. Thank
nice
you.
to have you.
Thanks for being here. Came all the way from Newburyport. We
She
would love
did.
having you here.
Yes.
Thank you.
So
Yeah,
Barbara,
thank you.
I met you. You were taking a psychic development class that I was teaching with my co-teacher Laura Emerald, and that's when you shared your story, and I said, you have to be on my show. And I grabbed her by the
Yes.
lapels. Yes. So
Yeah,
thank you for
no,
being
that was
with
great. It
us.
was a great class.
Okay. So
Okay, so Barbara, we've had other parents who've been here who have lost their children, and every single story who's reached out to us has been very similar to yours. Now, yours happened a while ago, right? Was it 11 years ago?
11 years. I've lost 3 children,
Oh.
and my older son was
That's
11 years ago, and then I had that's Brent, and then I had he was 21, and then I had a stillborn son, Robbie, several years before that, and a miscarriage before that.
Oh,
can you imagine
I-
that journey as a mother,
I
even
know.
a
No, I
father?
can't. I can't. My
Well, I
son,
wouldn't wish it on my.
my son
worst
just
enemy.
graduated from college. I won't even go there. We won't go there. But anyway, you took a tragedy and you turned it around, and now you're helping other people with bereavement and grieving and really going inside and dealing with it, right?
Yeah, I'm really, my mission now is to try to help families that have gone through this traumatic loss or are struggling with the grief, especially after the loss of a child, to find hope and happiness again, as I did. You know, I found that holistically, it sent me on a very long spiritual journey, and that helped me tremendously. So I founded, about a year after my oldest son died, I founded a local chapter up in Newburyport, the Compassionate Friends of Greater Newburyport, Compassionate Friends are headquartered in this country out of Illinois, and they have about 660 chapters all over the country.
Wonderful.
And then they're also in 30 countries.
So what does Compassionate, what's their mission?
It's all about supporting family after a child dies. So they focus on
Specifically
parents,
for them.
grandparents, and siblings. Because the loss of a child is really somewhat different than other losses. All losses are traumatic, but it's not natural. Your children are not supposed to die before you. And when you go through that, it's like somebody guts you. It's like you've been gutted like a fish. I mean, you just, your whole mission in life as a parent is to protect your children, and when you can't anymore, it's very devastating. So there are some other organizations, as well, but I'm trying to help people beyond the support group. So I've run this support group for 11 years. But now with my book, I wrote a book that I released last year, A Butterfly's Journey.
Okay, we're going to show it while you're talking about it.
Okay. And along with that, and I also, my son channeled 2 songs to a musician friend of mine. So out on my site, which is abutterfliesjourney.com, there's information about myself and the book and the songs, and I'm also offering a...
Your son that is here on Earth with you channeled them? Oh, they came from
my
Brent.
son. Yeah, from Brent. Right, I'll talk more about that if you'd like, but...
No, we do want to talk about that. That's why you're here, because the other 2 parents that were here, their children started channeling through, or not channeling through,
Well, yes,
but coming through.
communicating.
Yes,
Yes,
communicating.
and I've had a lot of great signs. But the, it really prompted me. So my mission now is to offer a virtual support program that allows people and to help them find resources, but in addition to the support groups, because you really need multiple sources to get through this level of traumatic grief. You need lots of help and lots of different methods.
Absolutely.
You're such a strong woman. 11 years ago, something happened to you that none of us could ever imagine as a parent. And then you went through your own grieving process and your own learning experience. And for whatever reason, Spirit got a hold of you. Maybe your son helped with that
my son
as
was
well.
a big motivation on
I'd
this.
love to hear that too. And so you turned that around. And 11 years later, you've started a bereavement program, for a help program for people who've lost loved ones.
Yes, for people, specifically really for people who've lost a child or a grandchild, or
So I'm
lost
going
a
to just
child in the
interject for a
family.
second, because I feel it's important to say this from this perspective, and I'm sure it comes along when you're
Sure.
helping bereaved families, especially losing children. It's a most tragic thought, it's true, and we can't fathom the pain. And we say it's unnatural and they shouldn't have gone. And I believe the truth is, with the world of life and death and spirit and existence, that souls do leave at all ages of life and stages of life, and it feels unnatural because we expect to outlive our children to outlive us, and when they don't, it feels very traumatic for those of us left behind. However, I want to add, and I'm sure you point this out in your work, we as souls are here on a journey on Earth to help the progression and evolution of life itself and soul's progression, and your son Brent has done a huge ripple effect on this planet.
Absolutely.
By inspiring you to create this. So this was part of your soul's mission, so to speak. And at some point, hopefully, the grieving parents and families can move into, at some stage of their grief process, allowing and bringing that piece in as well, that acknowledgement that yes, it was a service to the world.
Yes, and it's really difficult for especially newly bereaved parents to hear something like that there
they
might
don't
have been a
wanna hear that.
purpose to it, because
Yeah.
you can't imagine any good reason
Not at that
for losing a
stage.
child.
Yeah.
But over the years now, I have actually come to believe that I had to go through that process because my spiritual destiny or mission was to help other parents survive it and heal from it. And I went through, right after, about a year after my 30-year marriage fell apart, I actually attempted suicide. Luckily, not terribly seriously. It was just a few minutes contemplating it. But what I want to do is help, because so many people tell me they go through that and they think about that I really want to help them understand that what their children want is for them to try to let go of the pain a little bit, to try to remember the positive memories, to live in the love. And honestly, when you talk about vibration levels, right? Vibration level of love is way up here.
Yeah.
Vibration level of grief and pain is way down here. And our children are up here. They're at a higher vibration level. So we have a better chance of connecting to them if we can get ourselves, if we can start to heal ourselves and believe that their spirit continues,
Yes.
and try to meet them a little in the middle.
That's
and I'm
great.
sure that's somewhat how you probably communicate.
So your
It is.
son, you felt then, how soon after his passing did he start communicating with you?
I actually had a couple of friends, Kathleen and Mark, that he could speak to. Mark is a shaman. Kathleen is a nurse, but she and her family had some paranormal or psychic
Sure.
capabilities. And so she gave me a message that that he wanted us to work together, that we would be a team. He would help the kids cross over, and I should help their parents.
Oh,
and
that's
that is why I started the chapter.
I know, that's amazing. Did
that's
you
why-
hear that?
Yeah.
Did you hear that? That's great.
And then we would, as part of our healing, I'd asked Mark to help us, to learn how to meditate, because I had never gotten into any of this stuff before he
Did
died.
you hear this too?
But I had a good, I worked for IBM. I was in
Yeah,
the
we
corporate
heard
world
that
for 30
too.
years.
And Brent's
international.
jumping up and down going, hey, Mom's on TV. Pretty cool.
I know.
I can't help my
He is
ears.
now, probably. Yeah, I've got his ring on today. But anyway,
He's right there.
Oh, that's
I'm sure.
great.
That's funny. But so 6 months afterwards, we went away, try to get away right around the holidays. And we did some group meditations together. And afterwards, Kathleen would talk about it. And Kathleen said he brought her the flowers he gave me. She described the flowers he gave me for Mother's Day that year. And then she described something that I put in his casket that she didn't recognize what it was, and I knew it immediately. It was a lanyard keychain from his college. He went to Arizona State University, and I had put it in. I had not told anyone, not my family, no one, that I had put that in there. And she recognized it, described it to me. So
Brent,
that was just,
you're really good. You're
So that was
great.
about 6
Oh,
months
I
ago. So-
feel him here. Do
Yeah.
you feel him?
Yes, I do.
so
He's on a
a very
couch with
strong,
us.
yeah, he's a
Yeah,
very
he's right
strong
there.
personality.
Brent, we'd love to keep it up. No, this is so wonderful. I love that you made yourself available to be here and took that trip to come here and give us that story and the way you took it from a real life story of a parent, an IBM executive. I mean, that's saying something here. And
I was
also,
a little skeptical.
no kidding. And being able to turn this whole thing around, that's what it's all, opening the spiritual world to the world.
Yeah, the last chapter of my book is about the three things, three most important things I learned. And one of them is about being good to yourself and keeping an open mind. The second is about helping others helps you heal. It's dramatic. And then the third is all about the love. So if you can focus on that love.
And speaking of helping others, before we wrap up with your wonderful interview, Barbara, and thank you for being here today, you individually also help others in the grief process, is that right?
Yes,
You have
so-
a counseling service or something?
Yeah, it's really a grief kind of mentoring, because
Okay.
I'm not a therapist or anything like that, but I have collected a lot of resources,
Okay.
be it from books to spiritual resources to therapists.
And you have a
different-
website? Is that coming
Yep,
up
yep.
on this?
A
As you
butterflies-
speak, right,
a
go ahead.
butterfliesjourney.com. And so what I really want to do is be able to reach out and individually work with people, not only to help them find local support groups,
Right.
but to help them on an individual level
Yes.
heal faster and
Absolutely.
connect with their, to connect with their child. Give them
Oh, thank you
resources.
so much. And they can learn all about your virtual program too, that if they
Yes.
can't come and see you
On
physically.
my website, you'll see, blogs and interviews and information about the support. Thank you.
So can you please help us with our psychic challenge?
Sure.
Now we have 3 little purses, again, from my closet. Barbara has this beautiful
I like this.
metallic
I like that one.
fuchsia. You have the red one with the, you can see I like bling.
This is sparkly diamond.
And then I have the little clutch, which is very in these days. See this clutch?
So I'm going to tune into one of these objects,
Right.
and you, our viewers, are going to practice your skills at psychic development and intuition, and you decide which one I'm vibing on, okay?
And we don't know what it is, so she's going to do it right now, right?
Tune
Katherine?
in, send the
Okay.
energy to it. Okay.
Okay. All right, I think I got it, but we'll tell you when we come back. All right, so don't go away, and you'll get a chance to maybe pick it again if you didn't pick it before. Barbara, thank you
Barbara
so
J.
much.
Hopkinson.
Thank you so much.
Hopkinson.
Hopkinson, thank you so very much for being with us.
Thank you. And buy her
Thank
book
you.
and
I
learn
love
all
being
about
here.
what she's doing.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much, Barbara. We'll
Thank
have you
you.
back again.
And look for the songs on the site as well. There's 2 songs, and you can
That he
download them.
channeled? Oh,
that we
that's
channeled to a musician friend, so
Oh, that's
we ran out of
great.
time, but you can
Thank
look
you.
for them.
Thank
Thanks
you.
again.
Thank you. And we'll be right back.
A soul connection, soul to soul connection.
Hi, and welcome back to Sixth Sense and Beyond. This is the segment of our show where I'm going to give an on-air reading to our wonderful participant. Today it is Lynda. Is that right?
Yes.
Lynda with an I, a Y?
Why?
Lynda. Okay. Well, thank you for joining us, Lynda, on the air today for this reading. So just to let our viewers in, as Lynda was getting onto the couch before we started filming, I mentioned to her that I saw her as a grandmother, and she burst into tears. So if she looks a little weepy-eyed, that's why. So I'm going to just keep going from there. Okay, sweetie, I can see it's a deep desire of your heart. I just wanted to actually call you Grammy or Grandma or something. I had a vision of these little children around your feet. So I believe that that's still in store for you in your life, and that's something wonderful for you to look forward to. You're a very, very gentle soul, and you're also very strong, a deep giver, a very giving woman, a heart of gold. You would do for another way before you would do for yourself. This is how you've been your whole life. You also have a whole slew of loved ones with you in spirit that I feel are cheering you on and supporting you from spirit. They tell me that I feel I've got a father here, your mother, some aunts, uncles. I've got a bunch of people. And they're telling me that your life wasn't always so easy from little on. There's some tough times there, some struggles, some financial struggles for the family at times, but always a deep, solid moral foundation that you adhered to as children. And even though it was tough at times and not always warm and fuzzy, it kept you going, it kept you strong. And now you give that back out to the world. Is there anything specific you want me to look into for you? Just take a breath, relax.
No, just grandparents.
Just
maybe
grandparents.
aunts.
You mean your family?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a lady here who feels a lot like you to me, only she's in spirit, and she's very warm and loving, and like the grandmother that you would sit on her lap. The kind of woman that would take more than one of you at a time if she chose to, and would hold you with a strong, secure arm. And maybe I see her taking you through activities, sharing with you her talents, maybe cooking or baking or preparing things. These are the foundations of life, she felt, that were important skills to have. I feel she had a good, strong sense of humor and a kind heart. And she always had a comforting word of support when necessary. It feels like Grandma's lap and chest and arms, body, were a safe haven.
Correct.
For you.
Right.
I feel that she shows me at the later years in her life, I feel she had issues with her ankles or her feet or legs. Do you know about that?
No.
Any swelling going on in the feet? Ankles? Did she have trouble ever walking?
I think one of them did.
One of the grandparents.
Yes.
This lady, okay, this one is showing me this. She puts on weight at the end of her life, or at the very end, she actually started to lose weight, she says, but in the mid to the end, she was heavier, and it caused issues with her circulation, and also get the chest area and breathing. I know I've got something going on here with the heart. Okay. There's a male coming in beside her. I feel it's grandfather, and he's more stoic. He's a little quieter, but he's very also strong and supportive. Do you understand that?
Yes.
He's shorter. He's not very tall man. This guy who's with her, and I'm not sure if it's a brother for her or her husband, but he doesn't have a lot of height. Well, to me, tall is 5'8", 5'9", or 5'10", but he's more like 5'8". Okay. That's shorter for a male.
Okay.
A little bit stocky. Do you know who this is? Are you recognizing this person?
No.
Wonder if it's her brother. It's someone beside her in her generation that's with her. Oh, my father. Nope. I think this is your grandmother's father is coming in beside her. And she's telling me that he received her when she passed, and they're all there together. There's a whole family. Are you guys Irish?
Yes.
Okay. I'm seeing a lot of farmland and horses and land way back. I'm going way back into the ancestry now. Have you gone to Ireland?
My mother and my father did. My father did.
Okay.
My
Have
father.
you been yet?
No.
Okay, they really want you to go. You really want to try to go in this life, in this lifetime.
Okay.
Can you try to make an effort to go? It's very important to them for you to know your roots. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay.
McDermott.
Yes, McDermott. Because when you go, Lynda, you're going to feel something amazing in your heart. You're going to feel almost like it catches your breath. The depth of the emotion you're going to experience of the ancestral lineage that you have there, it's the spirit of the land is really going to make your heart sing. It'll be a very joyful experience. And you must do this with your husband around either before retirement or retirement time, because then these grandbabies are going to come and you're not going to want to leave the roost at all, because that's who you are. You are a family person. Do you have any siblings in spirit?
No.
No, okay. I just feel that there's a male around you that feels like a close, like a brother, like a friend, someone your age group who's passed. And he's saying hello, he's tipping his hat to you. And I feel that he was a friend or like a brother to you. And it may come to you, you know, we're on air and it's sometimes it can catch you off guard.
Yeah, I just had a cousin pass away.
Your cousin passed away, okay.
He was about my age, around my age.
Well, he's tipping his hat and telling me that he's made it, he's fine. He sends tremendous love. Did you go to the funeral?
No. No.
Yeah, he's mentioning that. He's mentioning the funeral, and he said it was beautiful, and it's okay that you didn't attend. It's okay. But he does send his love to you from the family.
Okay.
All right. So thank you for being with us
right,
today.
thank
I
you.
have to wrap up. It's very short.
Okay,
But
thank you.
thank you so much. And that's our reading for today. Thank you.
Make a soul connection.
Welcome back. And Katherine, again, you touched somebody's soul. You made her weep by the information you were giving her. That was so touching and so wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you. You offer so beautiful things. Now, psychic challenge. So either it was this metallic fuchsia purse or the little red one with the bling or this nice little fashionable clutch that's purple. Okay, so let's see which one Katherine picked. Katherine, which one did you pick?
This one.
All right, so if you picked that one, then you were right and your intuition's working. If you didn't, keep working on it the next time you're with us. Thank you.
So now we're going to go into some psychic tips,
Right.
which is where the segment of the show where we give you some ideas of wonderful things you can do to enhance your world, right?
So you said you have something great, because one of my favorite things to do in a busy time is sit with my family and eat, and we don't do that frequently. Once I have them all around, then I go, okay, we're doing a blessing, because we have them together.
Oh, okay. Well, I learned a really cool way to bless
Let's
your
do
food, but
that.
it's not out loud verbal and it's not like a family blessing.
No, that's okay.
But those are always wonderful to do as well. So this is, it would be done in silence and everyone at the table can do it or just you, but we have to remember everything in life, everything in the universe is alive with energy. Everything. Even the couch has some kind of energetic to it because it was created and built by thought. So your food has energy, and the beautiful way to bless it is you hold your plate gently on either side with your hands, and you close your eyes and you see the food at its fullest potential. In other words, if it's fruit, while it was on the vine growing, if it's vegetables, while it was on the vine growing, you know, potatoes in the earth, or cereal, the grain on the land, or whatever. Even if it's an animal and it's meat, see it in its animal form, I guess.
Fish, right.
So, right. So you see it in its fullest potential, and then you bring it vibration. In your mind, you think of zero, a scale of 0 to 100. So in your mind, as you're holding the image of the food in its fullest potential to nourish your body, you go 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, like that. And I do it the way I was learned to do it, exhaling at the same time, like blowing on it while you're counting up to 100.
great.
You're bringing the vibration of the food up to 100% frequency of light.
Wow.
And that light in the food nourishes your whole body, mind, and spirit.
That's great, and we need that.
Yeah.
You know, especially Barbara said some green foods that you eat, green vegetables help you with the bereavement and the depression
And the grief
part
process,
of it.
right?
Yeah, so that's
nourishing,
great.
nourishment. Just see that food
Right.
really nourishing you. And of course, you can always offer your gratitude and thankfulness for the food and for it coming to your
Absolutely.
table. Yeah.
And really, that's kind of like a blessing, not only to get everybody cognizant on what they're grateful for, but also you're blessing the food that's before us. So Barbara was so wonderful. Barbara Hopkinson, her book, get her book, it's great.
Yes.
And then
Where is
again, your on-air reading with Lynda, and you too can have an on-air reading by emailing us at readings@6 senseandbeyond.com. Check out our website. Look at our episodes that we've uploaded as well. Share them with everybody, because that's the way we grow virally, because all we're here for is opening the spiritual world to the world.
Absolutely.
Yes. And then thank you to our sponsors. We have Julio's Liquors,
Spirit Meets Spirit,
and the Healing Essence
The
Center,
Healing Essence Center in Concord, Massachusetts for holistic health.
and Commerce Bank, the bank for all of the seasons of our lives, and Teacher with Insurance, and
a
YMCA.
soul connection.
All of these
Soul to soul